Hello dear learners and welcome to MOOCs on Introduction to Sociology 2, and today we shall be doing functionalism applied in various areas within sociology with special reference to family, education and development. Functionalists believe that a successful society is based on value consensus, people agreeing about a set of shared norms and values. In this way, people can join forces in society to cooperate and work towards shared goals. According to this, we can understand that functionalists, they were of the notion that every society have their own set of norms and values, and the individuals of that society are expected to follow these norms and regulations, and in this way the society maintains a good relationship between its individual and there is a shared goals which the individual of that society have to achieve. Functionalists say that successful societies have a stable social structure in which different institutions perform unique functions that contribute to the maintenance of all of the society. Every society have their social institutions, and these social institutions are very important for the smooth running of the society. Now, the functionalists believe that a society performs well when these social institutions are well maintained. That is, each and every member of the society are happy with the working of these social institutions because they follow the rules and regulations that are made or that exist in these social institutions. The theory is largely positive about most of the things in the society, whereas some other sociologists' perspectives are quick to criticize functionalists. They take a consensus approach because of that. The theory of functionalism explains the importance of the various institutions such as education and the family, and the theory provides a clear link between them. The theory of functionalism, it tries to establish that each and every social institution in our society, they are very closely linked. Like family and education, they are very closely linked because a child, after taking birth in a family, the child grows up. That is, of course, a family being the first or the primary source of socialization. The child is then sent to the educational institution for gaining knowledge. So, therefore, the school or the institution, educational institution becomes the secondary source of socialization. Therefore, each and every social institutions are interlinked. Functionalism assumes, or the functionalists assume, that each of these institutions do things that are beneficial or even essential for the individual and the society. It is clear that functionalist perspective highlights the many functions that social institutions serve for the society. So, they basically highlight the fact that the society cannot run, or we cannot think of a society without these social institutions. Functionalists compare society to the human body. So, like a human body, we have so many different parts in our organs in our body, like we have heart, we have kidney, we have our brain. So, it is just like, the society is very much like our human body. Like the brain gets the message of, the skin touches a hot cup of coffee and the brain immediately gets the message. All the toxic substances gets eliminated from our body because of the kidney. In the similar fashion, these social institutions have very key role to perform. Each and every social system, they have their own importance, and when these social institutions, they work together, only then a society works in a very nice way, or the entire societal condition is extremely good. People living in the society will have a good life. To begin with, let us understand the role of family. Family, we know, it socializes children. Family plays an important role in human development. It is in a family where individuals learn to behave according to various circumstances. A child, after being born to a family, is being taken care by the family members. The child is nurtured, the child is taught how to walk, how to speak, how to behave. So, family plays a very important role in the human development aspects. Family provides emotional and practical support to its member. Of course, where do we get security? I mean, in a difficult situation, where do we go? We seek the emotional support of our family members. Therefore, family provides the emotional and practical support to its members. It helps in regulating sexual activity and sexual reproduction, and it provides its member with a social identity. As we have already discussed, while discussing the social institution, family is very important because it regulates the sexual behavior of the individual living in the society, and it provides with a social identity. It provides with the legitimacy of being an individual. We get the proper legal sanction of giving birth to a child, and the child gets its name from the family. Now, according to Murdoch, he gave 4 important functions of the nuclear families. So, he conducted a study and he did a survey on 250 societies. Then he gave 4 important findings which we can now discuss, and this was particularly with reference to the nuclear family. First, the sexual responsibility or the sexual function of the family. Murdoch says, or he believes, that stable satisfaction of the sex drive within monogamous heterosexual relationship would prevent sexual jealousy. Murdoch did not deny the existence of sexual relationships outside of the marriage. He considered family to be the socially legitimate sexual outlet for adults. So, Murdoch says, or he stresses on monogamous heterosexual relationship. That means where one man marries only one woman and it is heterosexual. It is not the same sex sexual relationship, it is heterosexual relationship. So, he is saying that a nuclear family comprises of a man and a woman. They get married, and this actually helps in preventing any kind of sexual jealousy. Reproduction. This sexual function of the family gives way to reproduce or for reproduction, which Murdoch argues is necessary for ensuring the survival of the society. A family gives birth to children. After marriage, a couple gives birth to a child, and this helps the family to go on, and this will also help the society to survive. So, this is just because of the this process of reproduction that the society survives. Educational. The family is also teaching the children the expected norms and values of the society. The economic part. The family provides an economic function to all its members by pooling resources and ensuring all have what they need. Well, the family, it is the parents who provides education to the child by, by enrolling their children to the, according to their, economic resources. They do their best to provide the best education to their child, to give best nutritive food to the child, make them healthy, keep them healthy by proper health, by catering to the health services. So all these things are performed or is done by the family. So the family makes sure that each and every member of the society are enjoying their basic rights. Now, Talcott Persson, another sociologist, now let us see what are his views on families. Of course, again he says that family is the primary source of socialization. It is a family where the child gets its first socialization, that is, the child learns about the world, learns about various things, and family is the first place where these things are taught to the child. And of course, then the child goes to the school for getting all educational or knowledge from these schools, and that is the school becomes the secondary source of socialization. Talcott Persson also says that family is an instrument for stabilization of adult personalities. Persson argues that families helps to prevent adults from behaving in disruptive or dysfunctional ways, instead encourages them to conform to social norms, especially at times of stress. That means this is this family that teaches a person to behave, not to practice wrong things, not to get or not to indulge into malpractice, and therefore it is also a controlling agent. Family is also controlling the person's behavior, and it stabilizes the personalities of its family members. It is Persson who propounded the warm bath theory. Once you are out and you come back home and you take a warm shower, how you feel? You feel relaxed, you feel good, you feel refreshed. Therefore, this is the family which gives you the same feeling. Once you are back to your family, you feel secured, you feel relaxed, and you feel that all the tensions or all the challenging issues that or challenges that you had outside the family or outside the milieu, in the social milieu, that you just forget. And once you are back to your family, you are happy, you are at ease. Now, functions of education. Change and innovation. This is the first function of education. Education institutions are sources of change and innovation. They adapt to meet societal needs, provide knowledge, and act as keepers of knowledge. So, education institutions are the storehouse of knowledge. It provides knowledge according to the need of the people who go to these institutions. Socialization. So, education is the main agent of secondary socialization. It teaches people how to behave, function, and navigate in the society. So, like family was the first socialization agent, so educational institutions are the secondary socialization agent, which helps people or pupil to understand how to function and work in a societal system. Pupils are taught age appropriate topics and build their knowledge as they go through education. That is, the educational institutes, it helps the students to prepare for the next grade. So that they can graduate to the next level. So accordingly, the teaching methodology or the syllabus are designed in such a way so that it teaches age appropriate topics. They learn and develop an understanding of their own identities and opinions and society's rules and norms which are influenced by a value consensus. Therefore, in these ways, the students who go to these educational institutions, they develop their own identities and opinions, and in this way they can be able to establish themselves in the long run. Social control. Education is an agent of social control in which socialization occurs. Schools and other educational institutions are responsible for teaching pupil things that society values, such as obedience, perseverance, punctuality and discipline, so they become compliant members of the society. In a school, remember, we had to reach school sharp at 8, or we had our lunch time at 12. So, these things helped us to value time. These things helped us to become punctual and disciplined. So, we have to also obey all the rules and regulations which were there within the schools. So, we can say that educational institutions are a very good agent for social control. Educational institutions are responsible for preparing people and sorting them for their future roles in the society. Education allocates people to appropriate jobs based on how well they do academically and their talents. They are responsible for identifying the most qualified people for the top positions in the society. This is also referred to as meritocracy. Well, educational institutions, they grade the students through evaluations or through various kind of proctored examination. In this way, the school is, or the educational institutions are able to identify the right or the talents of the students, and thus the educational institution identifies the most qualified and the talented person who can be later on they can be appointed for top positions in the in various organizations, and thus they can have a good career. So, this whole thing is referred to as meritocracy. Transmission of culture. Education transmits the norms and values of the dominant culture to pupil to mold them and help them assimilate into society and accept their roles and inculcate moral and ethical values. So, education is also a very important tool to transmit the important value systems, the norms, the cultural dominance which are there in our society to the pupil. Education is a secondary agent of socialization. As we have already discussed, this is also a bridging factor. It bridges the gap between the family and the society. So, this is also one of the ideas that Talcott Parson had to say, that he believed that education instills values of competition, equality and also individualism. Therefore, the function of the education is enormous. It develops independence, it teaches norms and values, it develops a routine, it makes us disciplined, it identifies the academic talents of the pupil, it helps the students to cooperate, to become cooperative, and it also socializes the people or the pupils in a right manner. Now coming to the importance of functionalist perspective within the field of socio-economic development. The functionalist perspective would assume that the continued health of the economy is vital to the health of the nation. Of course, if the economy develops, then the society will also develop. An unhealthy economy will definitely lead to a underdeveloped societal system. Therefore, functionalist perspective says that if the economy is improved, we have to make efforts to improve the economy, only then the societal conditions can be improved. Work and the economy serve several functions for the society. So, therefore, we can understand that it is important to work really hard to improve the economy, and we all know that our policymakers are very deeply engaged in improving the economy of the country, so that the members of the society can lead a dignified and a happy life. A society develops because the economy provides the good and services that the society needs, and the economy makes a society possible. So, without a good economy, we cannot help, or we cannot think of a society to go in a smooth or to run in a smooth manner. Work gives people an income and also provides them some self-fulfillment and as a part of their identity. So, it is the work which helps us to make us economically independent. We are financially independent. We can earn our own livelihood, and this really helps us to boost up our morale, and we have our own identity because we are self-reliant. We do not have to depend on anyone. Therefore, economic development is very important. If and only if the country develops economically, the society will also develop. Functionalist theorists believe that inequality is inevitable and plays an important function in society. Social inequality and social stratification, according to this view, lead to meritocracy based on ability. Well, the functionalist here tries to say that we cannot avoid stratification of the society. Okay, so society will be stratified, so there will be inequalities in the societal system, but these inequalities and these social stratification also has an important role to play in the development. Members of the society who are not that much economically sound will now make efforts to upgrade himself or herself, and thus even though there can be social stratification or inequalities, these members who are in the marginalized section of the society will try their best, will put their best effort to achieve success, and this will help the people of the marginalized communities to come at par with the people who are in a more advantageous position in the society. Therefore, social stratification and inequality also has a important function to perform, because it encourages people to do good. So, people who are not in that advantageous position, they also make effort to earn a good living and perform well in their life, because of the healthy competition that would exist in our society. However, with economic development, we can expect to bring about change in the society. So, therefore, as I said, that social stratifications may be there, inequalities may be there. They are, these are inevitable components of our society. But if there are ways to develop ourselves economically, then these problems can be easily tackled. For example, we have poverty in our society, but to deal with poverty, there are so many schemes and policies of the government which we can avail, and we can make ourselves economically stable. People should be inspired to achieve important positions in the society, which can be possible by acquiring more training. Now, training will help us or help the individuals to develop skills and capacities. So once we develop these skills and capacities, we can become professionals, we can achieve good in our profession. So therefore, education and economic development are very closely related. So at last we can say that this is because of these motivations that we get because of the scopes that are present in our society, that we can really become aware of our rights and entitlements. We can empower ourselves, we can do our level best to achieve what we can according to our capacities and skills, and ultimately we can help ourselves to develop. And once this can happen, the entire society will develop. Therefore, functionalists say that the developmental, they do have a very important role to play in the field of development, because functionalists motivate people to do good, and functionalists feel that social institutions have important roles to play, in the field of development. Everything, the schools, the educational institutions, the various governmental institutions, economic institutions, they all have to play major role for the overall development of the society. And once this is done, people will get motivated, they will become aware of their rights and entitlements, and in this way the entire society can be developed. In our concluding remarks, we can say that functionalism views the various structures and institutions within a society as not just performing useful functions, but also being interdependent on each other. Functionists, they believe that social institutions cannot function just by themselves. The various social institutions, they are interdependent, and it is only when they perform in cooperation with each other that some good can happen to the society. Social stability is necessary for a strong society, and adequate socialization and social integrations are necessary for social stability. Therefore, a society can be stabilized when the people of that society they know about their rights, they know about their duties, and they also know the various rules and regulations that are there in the society. And if they follow these rules and regulations, and that would be a good way that they can also ensure, this will also ensure human rights perspectives. Society's social institutions perform important functions to help ensure social stability. Whenever there is any problem in any one of the social institution, other institutions also get affected. So, if there is a problem in the family, perhaps other institutions, maybe like education, it might also hamper. If there is a disharmony, if there is a problem within the family, a child will not go to the school. We have dropouts, we have so many other problems that a child cannot go to the school. So if there is a problem in the religious institution, the society will also the entire society gets affected. If we cannot provide job to the all educated youths, that will lead to youth agitation. So everything is interlinked. So we can say that for the smooth running of the society, again we have to maintain a close coordination between the social institutions. Despite their negative effects, social problems at times even serve important functions of the society. As we have said, as we have just discussed, that even though the social stratifications will be there, inequalities will be there, but all these things motivates people to do well, to do good, because they want to fight with all these problems and all these challenges and reach to a position where they can have a good life. Therefore, social problems are also important. They also have to perform key functions, because it is because of these social problems there are justice system, we have criminal justice system, we have laws, we have other institutions to tackle these situations. Therefore, we can say that functionalist approaches are very much important, and they also play an important role in various social settings. Thank you.